So I'm 250 hours deep in Wyrensmeet. Full legendary gear, tier 4 to 5 mystic skills. I have 85% world cleared and explored. And right now I'm really bored out of my mind. Now my question is, to those who've been playing this game since the release in global or to those who've been playing for over 2 to 3 months now, how do you guys enjoy the game so far, especially the end game content? Because for me, as I've mentioned, I'm 250 hours deep in this game and I've been playing for a month and a half daily, and I don't know what I feel about it. I'm conflicted about it, and yes, for sure the game is solid, it's a free, and there's no pay to win BS, and the game environment is just wonderful as well. It has huge map, it is highly detailed with green forests, blue lakes and rivers, the cities are just fabulous, the whole shebang. And it is also obvious just how much effort the developers have put into this game, into making this place feel alive. But regardless, it didn't take long for me to get bored with it, especially on solo mode where I only get to interact with NPCs, chase some frogs and crickets, pick some flowers, chase more butterflies and crickets, and pick more flowers again and again. And yes, I've already finished the main storyline, and most of my side quests are already cleared out. Both my Kaifeng and Qinghe map are somewhere at 50 to 70% explored. And well, there's more to clear, I guess. But I'm not really sure if it's worth it, if there's something else interesting out there to explore. Especially right now that I've already managed to clear 85% of the world bosses, and maybe the remaining 2 to 3 world bosses would just give rewards that I'm not interested in because it doesn't fit my build or is just straight up trash. Well, some of you guys would say,
well, it's not really the in-game rewards, but it's the experience to fight the boss that is rewarding.
And yes, fact, that is correct. It is the experience that is rewarding. The combat here is peak at its finest, and it is one of the most crisp and fluid MMO game I've played so far, so yeah, that's fun. But what happens after that? I'm afraid that once I clear the entire map, kill all the world bosses, there's nothing much interesting to do. So what about my build, my gear sets, my mystic skills? I already have full legendary set including my ring and bow. My mystic skills at tier 4 average. I've already maxed out my ODDs on Qinghe 100%, and I've got say 10% remaining ODDs that I need to work on in Kaifeng. After that, I'm lost. I'm just completely lost. What else am I going to do? Now, other than the things I've already mentioned above, I know most of you watching are already screaming like,
bro, why don't you go to your wandering paths? Do challenges, do casual co-ops, arenas, typing mausoleum, trials, or do bounties, etc, etc.
Yes, I could do that, for sure, and I've been doing that daily. The problem is, we all know that most of the content are strictly time-gated. If not, it is tied to energy system. Energy that is, I guess, being replenished 120 to 180 a day, and maybe if you have the battle pass, which I have, I get another 120 energy extra. I don't know. I don't know the complete math behind that, maybe 300 something in a day? I don't know, do the math, but that's beside the point. The game is either time-gating most of the great combat content that it has and simply giving other content like Mahjong, Majao, Bitchbot, dancing minigames, riddles, wrestling, like what else? Like Mahjong and Majao? What are those games? Like bro, what are those games? I'm too dumb to play any of those board games. And come on, seriously, I'm not interested on any of those, like what, elderly recreational activities. We do those things at work. I do those things at work, in the home for the aged, in the retirement home. Like, no offense, I work in a retirement home and we do those things there where I work. Now, when I come back home from work, I want to play the game, like a real video game, the game that I've signed up for, the combat. I want to do more dungeons. Like, I feel like I'm highly limited in doing any of that in the multiplayer in this game. And I know I could still do boss raids without any rewards, but come on, why would anyone even do dungeons without any rewards? Just for the title? Yes, well, yes, that's a good touch on the titles. I might even consider that just grinding for titles if I really run out of things to do. But seriously, what else are you guys doing on the endgame other than waiting for the next update this March? And come on, enough with the waiting suggestions, because I know maybe I'm going to see that somewhere in this comment section. The waiting thing, it's not really solving the endgame loop on this game. And if you all are going to tell me to find other games to play, well, fuck off with that argument. That's the most lame and laughable and horrendous argument I always hear. Like, why would you push me or other players to find a different game to play when I specifically dropped other games for this? Like, invested hours, hundreds of hours into this game, spent like hundreds of euros on this game, on the game cosmetics, just to find and play a different game? Like, look, that argument is not making any fucking sense whatsoever. So, for sure other people do that, but I don't. I don't. Like, once I leave a game, I'll leave it for good or for an indefinite time. And I think that's what's happening here. The game has already lost 30 to 40% player base since the release if you're going to look at Steam charts. And if you are all going to say that those players will be coming back once the new update drops this March, well, you better think twice, because there's other games coming like the overly hyped Crimson Desert or maybe GTA 6. I don't know. But what I know right now, the endgame loop is simply burning your daily energy and hitting weekly limits after limits, and that's for sure going out of style. Because after that, all I have left to do is just to stare at my 400+ euro outfit, wondering if the devs secretly hate combat junkies like me. And at this point, I'm one more butterfly chase away from renaming my character Retirement Home Refugee and just role-playing as an NPC grandpa playing Mahjong for the rest of my life. Well, this March better be good. This March better be good. The devs better drop a combat nuke, or I'm gonna start challenging world bosses to a staring contest. Alright, well, I think that's it from me now, boys and ladies. Time to touch some grass.